the unthinkable happens, your child gets critically or terminally ill, there's a place where families can stay while the child gets medical care. It's called the Ronald McDonald House, and there's one right here in Pasadena. Executive Director Marchelle Sellers goes on camera with me to tell us more. Thank you for going on camera with me. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Where are you located exactly?
Right across the street from Huntington Hospital on the west side at 763 South Pasadena Avenue.
Okay.
So we're just straight across the street for the families that are staying there.
That's very convenient then.
Very much so.
What kinds of sicknesses are you seeing? This is for kids that are really sick that come in or critically injured, right?
Correct.
What kinds of illnesses are you looking at?
Typically, because we have Huntington Hospital across the street, they have such a large neonatal intensive care unit. So we'll see a lot of premature babies that require maybe a 3 or 4 month hospitalization after they've been born, so the families will stay with us. We also take families from City of Hope. So we're seeing a lot more bone marrow transplants and pediatric cancer. Those are probably our top 2. And we also have a world-renowned pediatric retinal surgeon at Huntington Hospital who brings families from all over the globe. And so we'll see long-term ophthalmology patients as well.
Wow. So can you kind of put in a nutshell your programs and the kinds of services that you offer the families that come?
Well, typically people think that what we do is just do lodging, and we do. We provide an amazing home away from home for the families. I mean, basically what they're doing is relocating themselves from their home, and we're trying to recreate that for a short period of time, or sometimes a long period of time for the families. And in addition to providing a wonderful environment for them to stay in, we have food drives so that we have food available from the community. We also try to help the child through PUSD, getting them back into the school district and maintaining their education while they're getting their treatment. We work with lots of local nonprofits so that we can really sort of take care of the entire family, giving them resources to try to recreate their life while they're with us.
It must be kind of tough for the families to come in. I bet they come in with all different states of mind. How do you calm them down, when they come in? I can't even imagine.
It's very tough because we have to remind ourselves that they don't want to be there. So it's not like we love our job, but they don't want to be there necessarily. And I think that what we've tried to do is really create sort of a bed and breakfast environment so that they can walk in, they feel like they're maybe staying at their grandparents' house and that someone's going to take care of them. They kind of walk in, they're real apprehensive, and they look around and you can watch it in their shoulders. They sort of relax and go, okay, this is going to be okay. And it's just one step closer for them to understand that, you know what, I'm going to get through this.
That's right.
And these people are going to be helpful for me. They've never imagined, and no one ever knows that they will need us until they do.
Now, does the staff get to know the kids too? Are they going over to the hospital and getting to fall in love with the kids? And I just can't imagine how hard that must be for the staff, because you fall in love with these kids and then they're gone. Either they go back home, they're better, or they pass away if they're terminal, right?
Yeah, luckily for us, we don't have that many, and children are living through a lot of things they weren't living through before, which puts the demand back on us though, because they're experiencing chronic care, which means that they really do need to stay with us a lot longer. But about half the time the kids are actually staying at the hospital, and then half the time they're staying at the house. So if they're going through outpatient chemotherapy or post bone marrow transplant or post organ transplant, they'll stay with us, and we get really attached. But the good news for us is that they have to come back for follow-ups.
Oh, there you go.
So we get to revisit over and over. We
good.
get really pretty close to them.
So they can stay an indefinite amount of time, just however long they need.
As long as they need to,
That's
correct.
good. There's so much more I'd like to ask you, but we're out of time right now. How can people get in contact? Or
They can visit our website. That's the easiest way, and it's www.pasadena.org. RMH, as in Ronald McDonald House.org. And we have all kinds of ways to get involved and things about upcoming events and how they can support us. And we would love for them to, actually, we can stop by. You guys can stop by and have a visit anytime you want.
We would love to do that. I'd love to do a story
open.
over there. Yeah. Well, good work that you guys do over there. And thank you for going on camera with me.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
We'll talk some more.
Okay.